Hi everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. In today's video, I am going to talk about the Happy Jig from We Are Memory Keepers. This is something that I had ordered recently, and actually Amazon still works quite fine. And I wanted to show you this. I know this is not new, but it's something that you may want to rediscover or use because it's really fun to do. So let me show you, for those of you who don't know this tool yet. So it comes in a box with this. It comes also with a cutting tool here. And it comes with 3 different colors of aluminum wire. So these are the colors. You've got gold, you've got a kind of rose gold, and a light blue. And also with a little notice book, okay, so a booklet. So you have a few examples in here, and they explain you quite well how you're supposed to use it, the length of wire you need, and you have different patterns here. You can find much more on the internet if you just type jig and patterns and things like that. And also they have Memory Keepers have, I think, an app where you can get much more designs, including all the alphabet and things like that. So when you open it, you're going to have 3 sizes of pegs. You're going to have a very small one. Let me maybe come a little closer. You're going to have a small one. You're going to have a medium one. And these come in 2 varieties, these medium ones. Some of them are blank and some of them have a little space in here to put your wire in. So I've noticed something that with the normal wire they sell with, it goes perfectly into here. If you use another kind of wire, the one I have, and I've used different brands, they don't fit. So what you need to do first is take some flat nose pliers and flatten just a little bit out, and then you'll be able to cut it off. But just think about that you need to probably flatten out your own wire. And that's going to be handy. So you've got, let's say, 1 medium size, some with the slits, some without. And I keep the one with the small pegs, and then you've got a very large one. And they also have a little indentation in here to put your wire around. Then you have this piece with little holes in here with numbers and letters. So when you open your booklet and you want to make a shape, and I'm going to do the little dog. I've seen the little dog in here. I think it's quite cute, and I'm going to do that with you. I haven't done it yet. I'm just going to show you very quickly what I've done. I've done the flower and I've done the cactus, but I've trimmed out a piece I shouldn't have to. But it's my bad. Otherwise, this part should go up to here. So when you open your booklet, you'll see, for example, with a dog, and it's the same thing with here with a butterfly, you've got your wire here in gray or black, and also you have a yellow design here. That's the extra piece, even though it's not really an additional piece, but it's a length of wire you will need if you want it as a paper clip. If you don't want to, you don't have to do this, and it will look like this. So every time they give you the opportunity to change your word or your design into a paperclip on all of them. And for this example, I think I'm going to do the camera. I think it looks great. So first, what I'm going to do is follow along. I need 1 big one. I need 4 medium size, 5 smaller ones, and I'm going to start putting it through here. So I should maybe start by this one. I'm going to start with the big one. So the big one, they tell you L20. So let's find L is around here and 20 is down there. If you have issues finding your place because it can be tricky for your eyes, you can use a ruler. And then this one here, you've got a number here, L, or I think it's I, no, it's I16, which is in blue. It means that you need to use one with the slit inside. That's the one you need to use. So this one is I16. So where is I? I is here and 16 is there. And really press down until you hear the click. So I'm going to keep on doing all of this design, and then I'll come back and we'll do this together. Okay, I finished the design, and according to the booklet, they say that usually it starts where you have the arrow, but if you turn it into a paperclip, you can also where the paperclip starts. So you really need to kind of understand how you're going to make sure that it's going to work, because you may not always start by the arrow. Because I'm going to turn mine into a paper clip, I'm going to start here and it won't go through. I'm just going to go around there and here. I'm going to cut my wire. They say that if I use the paper clip, I'll need 30 centimeters of wire. If I don't, I only have to cut at 28. Because I've already done a few of these, I've noticed that if you follow exactly what they say, you're going to have quite a big amount of waste. So I'm probably going to take 2 centimeters off and I'll have less waste in total. So I'm going to start there. It's probably a bit too long, but that's what I'm going to do anyway. And put it downwards. I'm going to keep it down at least there for the first time. Go back down. Go this way up, turn here, try to push it down a little bit. That one is really easy to do actually. Yeah, and come back this way. So you see, because I took 2 centimeters off, and I can still play with it, I have only very little left. Otherwise, I would have 2 more centimeters, which is quite a lot of waste. Now, I'm going to bring everything up. I'm going to trim this part away here. And let's give it a try. I'm going to push the paper clip back. I'm going to cut it also here. Oh yes, and it works perfectly. So it's a little bit off your paper. I don't know if you prefer when it's off a little bit or when it's completely hidden. It depends on some designs. I don't really mind. And it works just perfectly. So yeah, I had to work this time starting from the paper clip. But they say that it's not every single time. So it's not so clear exactly where you need to start with. So if you want to train first with a very cheap wire, very soft, I would consider doing this before you start doing your pattern if you're not sure, because you might waste it. Because once you started twisting it and then you want to untwist it, it's going to be all kinked and it's not going to be a very nice design. So that's what I would recommend doing, because it's not always very well explained. That's one thing I noticed. And even on, I try to see on YouTube if there was some kind of explanation. They don't always do this design or the other. The dog was quite complicated actually, and it's not so clear where you need to start. I didn't really bought it to make this kind of wire designs. I've bought it more to make my personal jewelry, because you're going to be able to create all kinds of shapes you want using this. And then I would do some resin over it. So I will be using this more often for jewelry making. As for myself, I have wished they would have made one smaller one. I'm going to probably try and make a very small one, at least half of it, because this is so huge. But I think it was fun to do anyway. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to show you how to get this out. It's probably very difficult if you try to take the pegs out like this. So make sure first that you have closed this part. And then you can use any kind of tool. You can use an acrylic block. That's probably what I would use, or something flat. Don't put it flat here on your table. Just leave a little bit of space. Even put your hand to make sure that it's not going anywhere. And then you just click and press down. Some of them has fallen, the other you can just leave, take them away like this, because otherwise if you try to do that, it's gonna be almost impossible. Maybe you could use also some pliers, but it might damage a little bit your pegs. That's one way I thought the easiest way you could do. And then you just put them back in. So that's it. I hope it was a good reminder, because that has been on the market for maybe about 2 years. I think it was out in 2018. So maybe all of you don't know it, or you weren't sure if you weren't going to buy it. If it was only to make paper clips or make letters or words, I wouldn't have bought it, but I had something more in my mind. Depending on what you want to do, it's really nice. So please give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button to get notified every time I post a new video, and also share on social medias. And I will be putting this out more often for future jewelry designs. See you soon and take care.